Hello, welcome to Com 230. I am Deja Brown. Tonight's speaker has seen it all. He knows how it feels to fail and to be discouraged. How to overcome discouragement, I leave to him. Ladies and gentlemen, get back on your feet, Matt Struzek.
Thank you, Ms. Deja. There I was, senior year, 2 weeks after taking 4th place at the state finals. That wasn't good enough. I needed to show these colleges I could compete at the elite level. So, I decided to enter the first high school freestyle open after the regular season. So after 2 periods, I was up 5 points against the 160-pound state champion, about to seize victory, and snap, tore my ACL, blew my knee out for 6 weeks after surgery, 6 months, pardon me. Life is full of trials and tribulations. Taking my ACL was one of the many I had faced in my life. After these setbacks occur, it's easy to become discouraged. The momentum stops, your plans significantly change. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to stop. Even if the event causes you to change your plans, you should keep your ultimate goal in sight. Mine was simple, the American dream. I wanted to become a college student, educate myself, and eventually become a successful, tax-paying American. In high school, I was a successful athlete, like most of us here. I felt that wrestling was my ticket to college. I had already started to get looks from junior colleges in California, but I wanted a better resume. That's why I entered this freestyle open, to make my resume better. But after my injury, I knew I had lost that opportunity, or so I had thought. After surgery repaired my injury, I rehabbed successfully and made a decision. I was still fairly strong and athletic, so how could I put that to use and do some good? So I got back on my feet and decided the fire service. I immediately met with a firefighter named Shannon Powell, who shared with me the secret to getting hired onto the fire service, becoming a nationally registered paramedic. I enrolled in basic EMT classes as soon as possible and began my education. During this time, I held several jobs, from a homeowners association inspector to a nightclub busser. I seemed to bounce around from job to job to find ways to pay for college. I also began to test for the fire service about 2 years into my education. And 3 times I tested, but to no avail. I began to get discouraged and eventually stopped going to school because it seemed pointless to me. But I kept working, but I didn't stop bouncing from job to job. I could never keep my focus. I was never satisfied. So after taking some time off work and visiting with a friend in New York, we discussed the possibility of me moving. And I decided a change of scenery was what I needed. So after this discouragement of failing to get hired by the fire service, I got back on my feet and took action. I was going to move to Albany, New York. This was almost immediately a disaster. My friend's girlfriend did not want me there. She wanted him all to herself. So one Saturday morning, I got a knock at my bedroom door. Matt, I'm sorry, but you have to go. I was very confused. She said either you have to go or she will leave. It will be easier for me to finish my PhD this way with her in my life and you not, basically. And I didn't argue, and I really didn't know what to say. I was discouraged and I was kind of heartbroken. He had been my best friend for 18 years, and we had grown up together in Buffalo, New York, taking Taekwondo. And all that just seemed to kind of wither away in one conversation. So I packed my belongings, which was literally 2 suitcases, and made my way to work that morning. While searching for train tickets to Buffalo, where some of my family resides, and I figured I could kind of make a new game plan, my boss asked me if I really wanted to leave. I told him no, so he offered me to stay with him until I found a place to live. So I shook off my discouragement, got back on my feet, and decided to keep this move to Albany, New York alive. While I lived there, I had 3 jobs, still not satisfied. I also joined an MMA gym in town. After some success in jiu-jitsu, I came to a new conclusion. I can make my original dream come true. I can still wrestle, and that will be my ticket back into college, therefore completing my original goal. I called a friend that wrestled for UGF years ago, and after deliberating with Coach Schaefer, I had an athletic scholarship to UGF. According to author Alexander Dumas, life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. You must look into that storm and say, do your worst, for I will do mine. It's a little intense, but it's true in a sense in my situation. In life, you might think things are great, everything's falling right into place, everything's going perfectly. Then it happens, some change, some failure. It can immediately change or cancel your previous plans. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to let it destroy your ultimate goals. Tearing the ACL definitely canceled my wrestling plans, but discouragement was my most significant downfall. I learned that discouragement can be overcome. My plans changed, but I kept moving forward. I obviously had not met my ultimate goal, becoming a successful tax-paying American, but I'm pleased to share with you that I have resorted back to my original plan to meet that goal, all because I decided to get back on my feet. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Feeling under the weather. I didn't know if I was going to come to class, but then I remembered I had to do something, so I was like, I'm not going to miss it today.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's
You
see.
sound sick too, man.
Okay. So the title was Get Back on Your Feet.
Yes, sir.
I'm going today, right?
I like the title. So our next step then is somehow transcribing what you said.
Right.